Shabbat Shalom, Temple Sinai. This Shabbat, we see Abraham really reaching his pinnacle of sense of self and of who he is in relationship to God. Abraham is encountering God, and we're dealing with Sodom and Gomorrah. And God says that God's going to destroy the city. And Abraham says, wait a second, what if there are 50 good people? And God says, okay, for 50 good people, you can find them, I'll save the city. And Abraham starts to feel his oats a little bit and says, well, what about if there's 40? What if it's 30? What if it's 20? What if it's 10? And God keeps going along. And Abraham sees that God, while God has enormous authority, God can be reasoned with, and that one can work with God, and that God can be a partner. Now, God, of course, if God is in control of everything, could stop it at any time, but God doesn't, because God wants Abraham to be a partner. And so the whole back and forth is this lesson in how do we connect with each other? How do we give each other the sense that we're both in this together, that we're doing something jointly? And the Torah portion shows how God and Abraham build this partnership of trust with each other, that they recognize that they can listen to each other, that they can be influenced by each other, that they can figure out a new way of seeing the world, a better way of seeing the world, just by listening to each other. And so it's a wonderful lesson for all of us. As we move beyond an election that thankfully has come to its end, we can influence each other for good. We can reason with each other. We can find better solutions than what we might initially assume. And so I hope going forward that this Shabbat becomes the motivation for all of us to listen to each other, to ask questions of each other, to push each other so that we can pursue something even better. Shabbat services Friday evening will be at 7. Saturday morning we have Torah study at 8:30, and the Minyan service starts at 9:15, and we celebrate the Bat Mitzvah of Emmy Anish. That will take place at 10:30. Sunday morning we do not have religious school. It's Veterans Day weekend, and so we honor the veterans. But throughout the coming week we do have all the usual activities. Monday, we're back to normal things going on in the temple. Tuesday, Talmud. Wednesday, Parshat Shavua class, and so forth. Lots going on. For now, though, a Shabbat of reasoning with each other, a Shabbat of working together and listening to each other, a Shabbat of building partnerships. If we can do that, if we can figure out a way to listen to each other, then the division and the divisiveness of the last election will be just that. It'll be in the past. It'll be the last thing. And moving forward, we'll have a better future where we're working together. Shabbat Shalom for now. Look forward to seeing you at the temple.